January 26th, 2022. I slept great out in the Mojave Desert. Being alone at night is certainly nice. I like it. I wish I had, friends and family and a lot of great things going on. I've never been able to pull that together in my life. I miss my family more than ever. I used to feel stuck with them. Now I'm like, without them, it's even worse. But I can't really blame myself for my circumstances, right? Everyone here has to eat to live. Of you guys in school, I found you're competitive and cutthroat and lying. Like, everybody stabs each other in the back, and the school will deliberately use that, turn each other against each other, fighting for approval. Your religions are all made up. Like, Christianity might be the most wicked religion on ever. The most evil religion ever. Christianity purports to be the religion where God is love. You gotta change your child's dick to make it happy. You're constantly being threatened with not being good enough. And that God motherfucker never shows up. We all know God doesn't show up. We all know that doesn't happen. So, wasted my youth making other people happy. I've never woken my eyes in another body. I have to assume I and me is just the flesh of this thing. I only exist while this does. An awful world filled with liars, mouths everywhere. Everyone has to eat. People use each other for social climbing. That's what they do. When you post something online and someone comes around making fun of it, he's trying to gain some social status by bringing you down. That's all it is. It's just fucking ape behavior. There was no global flood. There was never one global flood. And so the whole story of the Bible is made up. It's just bullshit. There's no cosmic situation of the blood sacrifice of someone born of a virgin it's made up. The thing going, oh, swear ye to thee, and big, high, and mighty, I wouldn't lie to you. You trust me, right? It was all nonsense. Well, it had me bent over crying at the Stations of the Cross thinking it was real. Parasites. There are priests who know it's not real, and they use it anyway because it's a good way to get money from people. All of its morals are fake. Nothing the Bible says you should do, you should actually do. It doesn't know any better than anything else. It's not any more accurate than anything else. You got people thinking their astrology matters. Well, their astrology says crap about them. And you wasted my time with all sorts of things, like global warming's not real. It's just another runoff. Same thing with, we know this because volcanoes blew more carbon in the atmosphere than cars have ever done. Plastic's real, but I can't see any plastic at beaches. You go to LA, there is not a piece of plastic anywhere out there. That shit looks clean as fuck. Anyway, I'm out here complaining. 35. I used to have a youthful appearance. Not that I went to any use for anything. I was so wrapped up in religion and busy work, I never had a chance to be young. I really didn't. I remember I had one birthday party ever. I was 5, and I remember all the people I wanted invited, my mom didn't know existed, and she just got like random neighborhood kids I've never met before. It was heartbreaking. It was like, and this place asks so much of you, but there's a big conundrum, is that you have to eat constantly to live. No one's been able to prove under our scientific circumstances, when they can prepare the testing site, yeah, they can last forever without eating, but that's called a magic trick. That's not real shit. When we prepare the testing site, they fail. They can't do it because they don't have whatever sleeve filled with nectar they're using to fucking live off of. So you got to eat constantly to live. So you got to be either hunting or trading that energy somehow. And I know not many people learned how to do it. There's tons of people in corporate America, government America, who are useless as everything, but because they need to eat too, you got to figure them out. Harvests yield crops, but not that much. It takes a lot of work. So if you're eating, you're doing something for it. That's Earth. That's how Earth is. But yeah, Earth is disappointing and crappy. Like, it really is. Like, there's no way God exists, and there's no way God watches his word and approves it, or the egregiously wrong things in there wouldn't have made it. And it is. Religion is mushy-headed dumb juice. It's stupid. Its definite claims aren't true. And, I spent so long thinking about the Trinity. Like, did that matter? No, that's just sci-fi. That's just a human storytellers. If the story of all of life's problems are humans, pretty much. It's just disappointing. It's just a disappointing world. Nothing I wanted to happen in my life did. And all these problems I never wanted occurred to me. And all the people swearing they were helping me were robbing from me. And all the people swearing they were telling me the truth were lying. This place sucks. It's like being with a bunch of piranha. You know how animals are when they're out there. You can see some cats. Some cats you can't fuck with in the neighborhood. They know what time it is. You're coming up to them. It's all teeth and fucking attack. They don't want you near them. They know who you are. They know what you're there for, right? A guy comes up to me. I know he's after my stuff and my women. How many guys throw other guys under the bus to seem cool to girls? Any guy has seen it. It's relentless. It's relentless. It's a fucking shitty ape species filled with lies and bullshit. You got the white people stealing from the natives, and they're not even natives. They're Mongol colonizers, but they don't know that because they have a fucking oral tradition, so they say some weird shit. I've read a few Native American myths. They don't know shit. They really don't. DNA evidence destroyed every human religion, so let's talk about that. Humans have been lying forever, saying they know things that they don't have a fucking clue about. Like one of my favorite ones is telling people to find stillness in nature. There is no stillness in nature. You're never going to find it because you're not ever still. And yet, people are still pretending like that's possible to do through meditation. It's not. I've proven it's not. I've spent years sitting down, saying the mantra, feeling the effect. Nothing happens if you pray. Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. Nothing. It's a meaningless exercise. There's not one good reason any religion has ever existed beyond to create a parasitic priest class. That's it. That's it. And they use emotional manipulation to do it. There's not one justifiable line in any religion because there's no fruit that's come of it that's any good to anybody. You can't trust any of these dirtbags. They're all fucking snakes. They're all snakes with visions this big. They just want to have it all, each of them. And they're going to fight and manipulate and scare each other to get it. And lie. Yeah, the Bible's a crock of shit. No global flood means the whole story and all its morality is made up. Means it's made up. It's a definite claim of the Bible, and it's not provable with evidence that there was any 1 6-month period on planet Earth where the whole thing was underwater. Never happened. There's floods in cultures because floods are common. I just had a flood up in Flagstaff. Flagstaff is a desert mountain town, right? We just had a flood. Washed cars away, right? That happens to your house once, you're going to tell stories. Watch out for the flood. What can we do about it? Well, don't make God angry, It's just a fucking being guessing. So obviously, since this place is bad, everything here has to eat. It's full of liars and snakes and all sorts of parasites. It's disgusting. Since this place is as bad as it is, it's pretty obvious there is no God. There's no level of that happening. There's just delusion and imagination. So it's pretty disappointing. Love's not real. Love is just so you make a baby and take care of the fucking baby and the woman until they're old enough to exist on their own, and then it'll just disappear on its own. You'll be like, what happened? I thought I loved you. No, not anymore. Maybe some people are lucky. I wanted true love. I looked for it. I really did. I looked for it. Never found it. Life never wanted to give me, like, what I wanted. So, sad times. You know, when my body quits, I doubt there's going to be any more Christopher. The person who's experiencing my body is probably just going to just cease existing. It's just sad. You know, what a worthless existence. It's not even that good. You got to eat to live. Can't trust any of your friends. They all betray you. You know, I knew growing up, anything I did was proof of my mom's own excellence. She couldn't, there wasn't one original thing I did that didn't come from her. You know what I mean? She had to take all of it. She had to twist it all into being a story about her. You know, any of the miseries I've experienced in life have become her miseries. Things that she gets to feel bad about. Any solutions, too. You know, if I had a bad day, she would feel bad about having it, and then it would be my turn to hear her emotions, how her emotions were affected by it. You know what I mean? She wouldn't give a shit how my day was. She was just happy that she had a reason that she had a bad day she could talk about. It's just, I've seen enough of people. They're no good. They're no good. It's a tube you have to feed constantly or it dies. It's going to lie, it's going to cheat, it's going to steal, it's going to manipulate to keep doing that. It doesn't care. You know, the human doesn't care where it comes from. It doesn't care whose it is. You know, and people are willing to believe the religion because the religion condemns them all. You are an original sinner. Yeah, I know what you want. You want to touch her in the naughty place. I figured that out. They make that illegal. Lust. Think about Jesus. He was born of a virgin. We all know that just never happened. It's a made-up story. It's Spider-Man. People are living their life and witnessing to Spider-Man. And then telling us we ought to do the same. No, we oughtn't. It's a snake pit. Vipers, all the priest class, they're all vipers. They want to swallow you and eat you. You know, there's a mountain of baby foreskins behind God's throne, that sort of thing. No, none of it's real. There's no throne of ecstasy. There's no return of the Lord. There's no Yahweh. That's made up. That you got bamboozled by a human. A human with human creativity creatively came up with the stories for people. That's why it's effective. But it's not because it's true. It's not a real religion. It didn't tell us anything that turned out true when we checked. When we checked, all of it turned out false. All of it turned out fake. You know? It's baffling to me. Like, you can have billionaires miss out on love, like Andrew Carnegie. Oh yeah, he was a millionaire. But he married an ugly-ass woman and never got love ever in his life. Like, as a young man, you don't have a chance for love. Unless you got a family with money and they want you to mate with somebody. Just don't talk to them. Don't spend time with them alone. You come over here, your whole life is controlled. By the time you're 18, you don't have any juice left for love. You know, it was depressing. Life sucked. If I could give my review of being a human with humans, it's fuck humans. Fuck you. Fucking liars, snakes. Cops stole, like $20 billion out of Americans' cars one year? Like, it's trash. These people have no fucking, and no up or down. It's just snake world. I'm gonna eat it. It's mine. You know, fuck you. That's this planet. Let that be my review for history. Fuck Earth and fuck humans. None of them are glorious. They all shit every day. They're feeding each other their own sewage water back filled with chlorine, you know. Sad. No one here deserves to be loved. I agree. But all the religion doesn't do anything either. Never has, never will. Liars. Fucking liars. The argument that God told humans what to say, gave humans instructions in the form of the Bible, was made up by people, and it didn't pan out to be true. It just didn't pan out to be true. All the religious books turned out that they were just invented. I mean, what else do you need to know? You have the Hare Krishnas telling you in the middle of their book that there's a little blue man who lives in the sky, and you're actually a fool if you don't believe it. There's a little blue man who lives in the sky on another planet. Yeah, I'm questioning philosophy of the masters, you know, like, this is not man's true home. No, it obviously is. DNA evidence plunks us right in the lineage of great ape species, you know, which is horrifying. Like, how long has life existed without any semblance of consciousness or talking? And forever. And the fact that we do it is because we do it. It doesn't mean the universe supports it. I've never seen the universe support me, not ever. Humans have. Humans have gone out of their way to treat me well, but there's never been a cosmic force doing it. I don't believe that. The evidence is pretty conclusive. There was no global flood ever. The whole earth was never underwater all at the same time. That had never happened. And so it's a made-up story. It's complete fiction. It's as a lie comes. And people should read the Bible for how people manipulate each other, because it's right there in it. Oh, I'm telling you the truth. Liars are going to hell. You got to believe me. I saw it. Everyone, and they use the martyrs. They go, why would they throw themselves to their deaths for something that wasn't real? I don't know. But that's what they did. So, should I do that too? The answer in my household was yes. This was a safe bet. You could trust the Bible. Ugh. So you're manipulated backward and forward. You're told as soon as a person believes 10 things that have no reality but they think is real, now they're stuck. They won't know what truth is themselves. They won't even have a fucking clue. You know, for the book that spent a lot of time telling you about the truth, it was lying an awful lot. Every priest is a fucking vampire. Every priest is a vampire. You know, they might be a well-meaning idiot at best, but they're still going to have the morality of the people who wrote the Bible, which, as we know, doesn't have a divine origin. It doesn't make any predictions that turn out true. It makes predictions that turn out untrue. It means a human wrote it. It's an issue. It's an issue for humanity. But anyway, I'm just giving my review. I'm 35. Do I have any hope for the future? Nope. I think I'm going to be alone every day of my life. I don't think, unless I turn into a shark, I'm not going to come out with enough wealth to support a family the way I want to. It's just pretty much like I just joined a few currents of bullshit, and that's what it is. It's just probably the most disappointing existence I've ever had. And I do not believe in reincarnation at all. No evidence that happens, you know, in my opinion. So it's just, whoops. Could have had it all, didn't. That sucked. Got lied to and had a piece of your pee-pee cut off, so you're always uncomfortable. Being told you gotta work for the Lord, make him happy. He doesn't exist. They're just trying to put they're trying to dog train a dog with the fucking dog trainer in his head. They're here. In the beginning is the Word, and this is the Word of God, and you gotta memorize it. That's what I was told. I spent time as a child replacing my innate intellect with repeated phrases from the Bible, which, as we know, does not have a divine origin because it doesn't make concrete predictions that are true. It makes concrete predictions that are untrue. It's the opposite of divine. It's scandalous. All right? So what? They have an enemy for life now. Anytime the church does anything, I'm going to be throwing a brick through their fucking window. Fuck them. Monsters. Still mutilating baby dicks to this day. Humanity has a long, hard look at itself, and it's its belly. You gotta understand, you're just feeding a furnace all the time, and the morals come second to where that comes from, for sure. If you're hearing this, good luck. Please understand my disappointment. It is pretty profound. You know. There are people who've gotten cancer and died from the sunlight. Like, this is not a nice and easy place. Existence is not cushy, not for anybody. Not for anybody. You gotta survive. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, good luck. Maybe one day I'll get lucky and have a family, but I'm certainly not wasting my time with anyone that sucks. And I'm not doing it if I'm broke, because it takes too much money to raise kids. You got to have some income. Well, the only way people get income is they own things, right? It's, privilege. The work of others goes to my pocket. Well, you got to be pretty connected to be right there. A lot of that's all everything is just a scheme for some people to do the work for others. That's what capitalism is. The person doing the labor doesn't get the reward. The person who owns the capital and owns the land gets the reward. And, well, the government knew that was going to be them, so they had no problem with it. You know, Ben Franklin was a serial killer. He had a basement full of bodies. The dude's writing your fucking economic policy. I'm just saying. They all owned slaves. They all dueled people. Andrew Jackson was shot 40 times from duels. Or maybe he won 40 duels. I can't remember what it was. You gonna trust that guy with running your home? I'm just saying. The conundrum that the man needs to eat, and that there doesn't look like there's a reincarnation. It's just a tough one shot, you make it or you don't. It sucks to almost have gotten it and not gotten it. That hurts. That'll hurt your whole life, and there's nothing to do but just die over it. And all the religions were lies too. None of them were real. None of them were real. If 90% of religions fall on their face, you can assume all of them do. Because it would prove there's no interactions between gods and men. It would prove there's no interactions between gods and men. It's just men. It's just men. Well, good luck. If you're hearing this, I want to be king of Snake Island. I want to have my harems and get all like the president of Thailand. I want to live like that. He has more luxury cars than I have one car. I live in one car, a Nissan Xterra, and he's got palaces and hundreds of cars. You think anyone would look at that and be like, maybe I'll give one to Chris, he doesn't have any? No, let's give another one to the guy who already has more than enough. But that's just the Bible complaining, He who has not will have less, and those who have will have more. That's just the Bible complaining. It's not divine. No God is telling them to say these things. They're just kind of just riffing. They're just riffing. There's no global flood. That means that the whole biblical story is a lie. It's a lie. That means everyone's lives have been wasted for a lie. My own foreskin got cut off for bullshit. The glands of the penis is supposed to be covered in wet, not open and exposed and dry, you idiots. You fucking morons. But the reason they did that is the person who wrote it was vicious. He was lying on purpose, and he was saying things that were hurtful toward other people's bodies on purpose. He was attacking, right? This is the nasty place. Earth is not a good place. Don't expect friendship from people. Don't expect them to have your back. Don't expect them to understand you. They don't care. If your wife is not with you, she's with somebody else, guaranteed. You know how quick women cheat? They're already cheating. The moment they're with somebody else, no woman's yours. You got people on TikTok, her boyfriend's the moderator, and she's doing her thing, and any guy that says anything, he bans him right away. It's just a clown show. Hold the womb down till the young is risen, and then it's just a bunch of fucking horse shit. It really is. Like, Earth is trash. Earth is trash. Trash planet. Trash planet. No glory here. Just a series of self-entitled tubes claiming their snakely authority to eat all this stuff. It's bullshit.